Deep in eastern Washington lies Mel's Hole, a mysterious bottomless pit that's baffled science for decades. Now, advanced AI has scanned it for the first time, and what it revealed beneath the surface is shocking. Could this be the secret the government wants to keep hidden? What really lurks in the darkness below? Let's explore. Mel's Hole was a mysterious story caught between urban legend and possible reality, shared quietly on forums and radio shows. Mel said the hole was about 9 feet wide, lined with stones, and had no bottom. He lowered over 15 miles of line without reaching the end. Animals avoided it. His dog backed away nervously, and even insects stayed clear. Local indigenous tribes called it a cursed doorway to something ancient beyond human understanding. Locals used the hole as a landfill, disposing of waste and deceased animals with no environmental impact or traces left. Scientists dismissed it as impossible because such a deep hole would collapse, and the deepest drilled hole on Earth took decades to reach less than 8 miles. Despite this, the hole remained unexamined by authorities, raising questions about unexplained government interest in this rural mystery. What do you think lies at the bottom of Mel's Hole? Share your theories. Are we dealing with ancient secrets or something beyond our understanding? Comment and chat with me. After Mel's radio broadcast, his story took a dark turn into a government conspiracy. Black CVs appeared on his property, and men in suits questioned him sharply, not out of curiosity but like interrogators. They wanted to know who else knew about the hole, what proof he had, and demanded he stop talking about it. Officially, there had been a plane crash requiring the area to be secured for investigation. Locals, however, reported no crash, no debris, and no emergency response, only a sudden secretive government presence. Mel said he was offered a large sum to move and sign a non-disclosure agreement. When he refused, the pressure grew, his calls were monitored, his mail intercepted, and he received visits warning him to stop his interest in the hole. Finally, the government seized his land under eminent domain, citing national security. Mel relocated, and access to the area was barred. The story seemed to end there, another example of government silencing inconvenient truths. But the internet and curious followers didn't forget. Amateur investigators tried using satellite images to find the hole, only to discover that the coordinates Mel gave were blurred or obscured online. GPS devices malfunctioned nearby, and hikers were turned away by unidentified security guards. By the 2010s, Mel's Hole had become a symbol of government secrecy and cover-up, a challenge to uncover the truth. In 2024, a group of researchers accepted this challenge, using AI technology that wasn't available when Mel first shared his story. Their scans would soon change everything known about the legend. Did you like this video? Don't forget to hit the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps me out, and I promise to bring you more awesome content. In early 2024, a team of former defense contractors, underground mapping experts, and engineers gathered to investigate Mel's Hole with cutting-edge technology. They brought advanced equipment that would have seemed like science fiction when Mel first told his story. Central to their work was a new AI scanning system combining photogrammetry for detailed 3D models, LiDAR for precise distance measurement, ground-penetrating radar, and electromagnetic sensors to detect unusual energy. All analyzed in real time by an AI capable of spotting patterns humans might miss. After months of preparation, including studying all available information, cross-referencing satellite images, and contacting original witnesses, they found some key supporters of Mel's claims had disappeared or changed their stories. Undeterred, the team set up their equipment at the coordinates Mel provided, although these locations had been scrubbed from most online maps, surviving only in old forum posts and radio transcripts. At the site, they found a hole approximately 9 feet wide, lined with carefully placed stones. This was not a natural cave or sinkhole. The stonework was too precise, clearly engineered to be an entrance to something below. Immediately, the AI deployed a specialized drone tethered to the surface, transmitting real-time data as it descended into darkness. The AI began mapping the interior. Almost instantly, they spotted their first anomaly. The shaft walls were unnaturally smooth and uniform, unlike natural caves that show irregularities and fractures. The shaft's consistent diameter and smooth surface suggested artificial construction, statistically impossible for a natural formation. Further down, at about 200 feet, the AI detected horizontal chambers branching from the main shaft. These were geometric and purposeful, not random caves, and triggered spikes in electromagnetic activity. The most chilling find came near 340 feet deep. Thermal imaging detected heat sources in a side chamber. These weren't typical gradual geothermal warmth, but localized, pulsing heat signals. The AI's analysis revealed these signatures matched biological activity. Something alive had been living in the dark depths for an unknown time, and it had just noticed the scanning drone. As the AI descended deeper, the true nature of the discovery became clear. This was no ordinary hole or natural cave system. Instead, it was a precisely designed structure that defied everything known about the region's geology. The shaft maintained a consistent diameter of 14 feet from top to bottom, varying by less than an inch throughout the depth scanned. Probability calculations showed such uniformity was mathematically impossible for any natural formation. Even the most uniform volcanic tubes display significant irregularities, but this shaft was as exact as if drilled by advanced machinery. Every 50 feet along the shaft, perfectly spaced rings protruded exactly 2 inches from the walls. The AI could not identify the material composing these rings. They reflected scanning signals unlike any known geological substances. Density readings compared to metal and mineral databases revealed unknown compounds with structural properties beyond anything recorded. The side chambers were even more unsettling. The AI found at least 7 horizontal passages branching from the main shaft, leading to clearly excavated rooms. These were geometric and purposeful spaces, not random caves but evidence of deliberate construction. The largest chamber, found at 470 feet deep, was about the size of a shipping container. It contained multiple cylindrical objects arranged in an exact grid. Roughly 6 feet tall, these objects emitted the heat signatures that first intrigued the team. Horrifyingly, the objects pulsed together in unison, like a synchronized heartbeat echoing in the darkness. Electromagnetic readings from this chamber were extraordinary. The steady, rhythmic pulses generated energy unlike anything in the team's databases. Analysis suggested the pulses were structured and complex, possibly a form of communication or signal. At the limit of the AI's range, about 1,900 feet down, the shaft widened into a massive space. The AI struggled to read this area due to signal interference. Still, it detected what seemed to be a vast underground chamber, potentially miles across. The team watched silently as the AI compiled a 3D model of the discovery. What they had found was not just a hole in the ground, but an entrance to something far larger, an extensive structure beyond anything previously imagined. The electromagnetic and thermal data show that whatever inhabited this space was very much alive and active. The AI's analysis of the hidden chambers turned the investigation from mysterious to terrifying. What seemed like simple side passages were actually access points to sealed rooms containing unexplained objects. Chamber 1 at 342 feet revealed a space about 20 feet long and 8 feet high behind a shallow wall depression. Inside were 3 cylindrical objects arranged in a triangle, each about 7 feet tall. They were made of the same unknown material as the shaft's reinforcement rings, but hollow inside, housing something the scanners couldn't penetrate. The objects emitted heat steadily at 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, the exact human body temperature, and their electromagnetic pulses matched a resting heartbeat's rhythm. Chamber 2, deeper at 518 feet, was larger, around 30 feet long, and held a dozen smaller objects arranged in precise rows. The AI identified these as sealed containers, each emitting unique electromagnetic signals. Disturbingly, each container responded to the scanning drone's presence. Their pulses synchronized from random to coordinated patterns, suggesting communication or organized intelligence inside. Chamber 3, at 651 feet, was smaller, about the size of a large closet, but held a single, humanoid-shaped object. Standing roughly 6 feet tall, Its proportions were almost human but slightly off, limbs too long, torso too narrow, and an oversized head. Thermal imaging showed fluctuating heat patterns, as if it were breathing or metabolizing. The most unsettling event happened when the drone lingered near this chamber's entrance. Electromagnetic readings spiked wildly, and the drone's controls faltered. The video feed was distorted with strange interference resembling static but containing vague shapes. In a chilling moment amid this chaos, the team glimpsed 2 points of light in the darkness where the humanoid's eyes should be. These lights were not reflections but glowing and appeared to stare directly at the camera. The feed cut out for 37 seconds. When it returned, the chamber appeared empty, but electromagnetic signals fluctuated erratically. Something moved inside that did not want to be seen and had the power to disrupt their most advanced scanning tools. If you had access to this AI technology, what underground mysteries would you want to explore first? Let us know your boldest ideas. What happened next haunted the research team forever. While trying to restore stable contact with their drone, the AI detected something impossible: deliberate movement deep underground. Not random shifts but purposeful motion in the sealed chambers. First, in Chamber 1, the AI's motion sensors registered a significant shift in one of the cylindrical objects. Its steady thermal glow brightened, and its electromagnetic pulses increased sharply, shifting from a slow heartbeat rhythm to a faster, agitated pace. The object moved about 3 feet, rotating to face the drone's position. This wasn't accidental, it showed awareness of their presence. Movement then appeared in Chamber 2. The dozen smaller containers rearranged themselves, their electromagnetic signals sinking into complex patterns. The AI couldn't decode the signals but recognized them as structured communication, something intelligent responding to their intrusion. The most terrifying moment came from Chamber 3, housing the humanoid figure. Its thermal signature, once steady, spiked above 104 degrees Fahrenheit as electromagnetic readings surged wildly. The drone's video feed, once dark, flickered with strange images, smooth, reflective walls that shifted like liquid metal, and at the center, a humanoid form that defied human understanding. This figure moved with fluid grace, not robotically but almost alive, touching the chamber walls with long fingers that triggered waves of glowing bioluminescent light. Then, in a moment etched into the team's nightmares, the figure turned toward the camera. Its 2 glowing eyes locked onto the drone, making the team feel studied by an ancient alien intelligence hostile to humans. Suddenly, the electromagnetic pulse from the chamber overwhelmed the drone's sensors. Electronics malfunctioned, and the video dissolved into static chaos. When the feed returned, the chamber looked empty, but erratic electromagnetic readings showed something remained, invisible yet very much present. After detecting movement deep underground, the investigation crossed from scientific curiosity into dangerous territory. The team was prepared for equipment issues, weather, and even legal challenges, but not for the systematic erasure of their data by unknown forces. Trouble began when they retrieved their scanning drone. The winch worked fine, the tether was undamaged, and the drone seemed intact on the surface. But once connected to their computers, they found every byte of onboard data was completely wiped clean, not corrupted, just erased as if it never existed. The drone's solid-state drives showed no physical damage or electromagnetic interference. The erasure was surgical and precise, happening just before contact was lost. System logs indicated the wipe command came from inside the shaft, sent by someone or something unknown. This was only the start. Within hours, the team's field computers began failing. The mapping engineer's laptop crashed, followed by a total boot failure. The thermal imaging workstation overheated and burned out amid sparks and smoke. Every failure happened the moment a file about the chamber anomalies was opened. Basic shaft mapping data stayed safe, but anything related to moving objects, electromagnetic signals, or the humanoid figure was instantly corrupted. Its specialists found no malware or hardware faults. Instead, computers were receiving commands via impossible channels, bypassing all firewalls and security protocols. Then the team leader's satellite phone, disconnected from all field networks, received a chilling text from an unknown number: discontinue operations. Cease transmission. Withdraw immediately. The message had no sender ID or trace in the phone's logs. 6 hours later, 3 black SUVs with tinted windows and no license plates slowly approached their campsite on a dirt road. The vehicles stopped just out of identification range, engines running, occupants unseen. No contact was made, but the message was clear. They were being watched. The team decided to dismantle their equipment and leave. Yet their problems extended beyond the site. Their off-site backup server, housed in a secure facility hundreds of miles away, had been compromised. The hosting company claimed a government directive terminated the account but offered no documentation. Every backup, redundant system, and safety measure had been neutralized by unknown forces with vast technological reach and authority. Only isolated offline storage and shielded containers survived. But even these last data remnants wouldn't stay safe. In the final moments before the purge, the AI had uncovered that Mel's Hole was not an isolated event. It was part of something much larger, far older, and far more terrifying than anyone had imagined. Subscribe now to join the journey as we reveal the world's most guarded secrets, one discovery at a time. The AI's last transmission before the data purge changed the investigation from a local mystery into a global conspiracy. Its geological analysis revealed that the shaft extended miles beyond their scanning range, deep into the Earth's crust. More shocking were faint electromagnetic signals, linking Mel's Hole to similar anomalies thousands of miles away. Programmed to cross-reference global geological databases, the AI uncovered a hidden pattern of mysterious underground structures scattered across various countries and records. The first link was in Nevada, where reports since the 1950s described electromagnetic anomalies causing equipment failures, wildlife avoidance, and unusual bedrock inconsistencies officially attributed to mineral deposits. However, the AI found that Nevada's electromagnetic patterns matched Mel's Hole almost exactly. The same rhythmic pulses, frequency ranges, and structured signals suggested ongoing communication between the two sites. A third site, halfway around the world, was even more disturbing. In a remote, government-restricted region considered geologically unstable, satellite thermal images showed intermittent underground heat bursts. Military checkpoints barred civilian access without clear purpose. Decades of seismic data revealed perfectly uniform underground structures far deeper and more precise than nature could produce. The same reinforcement and geometric patterns suggested deliberate construction by unknown technology and builders. If accurate, this meant Mel's Hole was not unique but one node in a vast global network of underground installations. All showed advanced construction, electromagnetic activity, and coordinated efforts to remain hidden. Most terrifying was what this implied about the entities inside the chambers. The humanoid figures and cylindrical containers weren't isolated, they belonged to an underground civilization monitoring and possibly influencing the surface world. The AI's final, chilling conclusion was that electromagnetic pulses across these locations were synchronized and increasing in frequency. This activity rose in sync with humanity's progress in detection technology, as if the underground civilization sensed discovery and was preparing for what was coming. The investigation into Mel's Hole began as a search for answers to a decades-old mystery using advanced technology. What it revealed was far more profound and frightening. The AI scan showed Mel's Hole was part of a global network of underground installations inhabited by entities living beneath us, watching, waiting, and possibly preparing for something beyond our understanding. The coordinated suppression of this investigation, data destruction, and rapid government response reveal one clear fact: the authorities have known about these networks for decades, if not longer. The secrecy was not about hiding a hoax or preventing panic, but about covering up one of the greatest secrets in human history. Think about what this means: advanced underground structures older than any known civilization, entities that seem biological yet possess technology that disrupts our most advanced scanners, and a global system communicating through electromagnetic signals we barely understand. Most concerning is evidence that these entities are becoming more active as our technology improves. This is no coincidence. For years, their signals were dismissed as natural phenomena or equipment errors. But now, with AI and improved scanning, we see what was hidden. And they know we see them. The detected movement, the drone's interaction, and the data purges show we've crossed a line, from unseen watchers to recognized threats. The response has been quick and firm. What comes next is unclear. These entities stayed hidden while humanity remained ignorant. But that ignorance is ending. Technology advances, more people question unexplained phenomena, and suppression only works if few ask questions. That's where you come in. Sharing this information, asking questions, and supporting brave researchers makes it harder to keep secrets. The more people learn about Mel's Hole and the global network, the harder it is to hide the truth. Be warned, though, those who investigate face harassment, data loss, and threats. The forces keeping these secrets have vast resources and no limits. Still, they can't silence everyone or stop technology that uncovers these hidden worlds. The truth about Mel's Hole, the underground entities, and the global cover-up is coming out whether authorities want it or not. This AI scan is only the beginning. More investigations and new technologies will reveal more hidden beneath our feet. Each discovery makes cover-ups less possible. You can help by spreading the word, demanding answers, and supporting independent truth seekers. Stay alert, because if these entities exist, everything we know about history and our place in the world is about to change. They stayed hidden for centuries, but our discovery may have forced their reveal. They know we see and question them, and rising electromagnetic activity worldwide suggests they may soon make themselves known. Mel's Hole has evolved from a simple mystery to a revelation of hidden civilizations and global conspiracies. AI technology meant to bring answers has opened even bigger questions. If this troubles you and makes you wonder what else is hidden, watch the next video. New AI breakthroughs are uncovering secrets long buried, ready to rewrite history. Remember, knowledge comes with responsibility. Once you understand what lies beneath Mel's Hole and the global underground network, you can't ignore it. You join those who realize the world is stranger and more dangerous than we've been told. Are you ready to accept that? To see reality, not comforting lies? Because once you start, there's no going back to ignorance about the darkness below. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.